Hello, this is Starline and today we are talking about Sydney. Sydney is the state capital of New South Wales and the most popular city in Australia. But it is not a capital city. Here are some facts that you might not know about Sydney. Sydney contains around 20% of the population of Australia. The coastline is stunning, the surf and snorkeling are incredible, and the weather just entices you to take part in it year-round. So people consider this a nice place to live. Sydney and its surrounds contain about 20% of the entire population of Australia, at about 5 million people. Paris, for instance, contains approximately 4%. Sydney is the oldest city in Australia. Sydney was the site of the first British colony in Australia, which was set up in 1788. Sydney was originally going to be named Albion, but the name was changed in recognition of Thomas Townshend Lord Sydney's effort in authorizing the colony's establishment. Sydney Opera House was inspired by nature. It cost more than $102 million. It is the third opera in the world. John Hudson, the architect, claimed that the final design of the shells was inspired by peeling an orange. It is said that the shells of the 14 separate roofs form a sphere if combined. Arnold Schwarzenegger won his final Mr. Olympia bodybuilding title in the Sydney Opera House in 1980. Sydney is a city where ACDC was formed. ACDC is an Australian rock band formed in Sydney in 1973 by Scottish-born brothers Malcolm and Angus Young. ACDC's first performance was at Bondi Lifesaver on New Year's Eve 1973. Billy Thorpe, Johnny O'Keefe, the Easy Beats, Richard Clapton also began their careers in Sydney. Sydney highly values the 2000 Olympic Games. After phasing out the Australian 1 and 2 cent coins in 1991, the coins were melted down and used in the Sydney 2000 Olympics as bronze medals. Sydney's postcode is 2000, the same number as the year it hosted the Olympics. Sydney has a number of bizarre world records. A lot of world records have been set in Sydney. Many of them were connected with marathons, like fastest marathon dressed as a national flag. One was producing the longest line of pizzas at 221 meters. But one of the most interesting were set in 2007, when 1,010 women wearing bikinis went to Bondi Beach. The event set the Guinness World Record for the largest swimsuit group photoshoot organized by Cosmopolitan. Hope you learned something new about Sydney, and see you in the next video.